Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Yeah, just a quick update, quick intraday update, or let's say an update just before the daily candle close. Yeah, Bitcoin moved down a little bit today, nothing major. This is sort of normal intraday volatility. This is not bearish. This is just a small correction, you could say, a small sell-off, which is all part of the currently suggested parameters. We haven't even come close to the $64,724 level, which only if broken would indicate that the larger pullback is unfolding. So let's keep it simple. There are two scenarios. They are both bullish, and bullish against 56,737, because that's the wave 2 support. That's the main support region. At the moment, it's not clear if we are in the smaller degree wave 2 or the larger degree wave 2. The smaller degree wave 2, I currently label it formally just as the alternative. But again, you know, it can be that in bullish markets, the pullbacks are very shallow. We have seen a 5-wave. So there are different ways of understanding this structure. In the yellow wave count, we call this entire move up as a 5-wave move from the 5th of July to, yeah, you could say even here, today's high. And we could say that this is a 5-wave move up, and we might now see a correction in this wave 2. And how exactly the correction will unfold remains to be seen, but it would be quite probable to assume that the move down is an A wave. We would then see a B wave bounce at some point and a C wave down, ABC. And the main support area for this larger wave 2, it's defined between 56,730 and 63,720 63,270 and 56,737. As long as we're holding the yellow box, yeah, there isn't really any bearish scenario. If we break below it, yeah, I have to think about already before we break it what could be a bearish alternative. But at the moment, there is no clearly bearish pathway, because the rally is a pretty clean 5-wave move up to the upside from the 5th of July to, well, today's high. So this is one scenario. What I want to share with you is if we get this wave 2, it could take maybe a week or so, maybe a couple of weeks. Bear in mind the wave 1 also started on the 5th of July, so you could say 3 weeks. So the correction, yeah, maybe 1 to 2 weeks, could take a little bit of time. But then from there, I would expect a rally to 90 to 100K. That would be the projection in the coming, I don't want to say weeks, maybe months, okay? So wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5. And that can take a couple of months, maybe August, September, yeah? And then from there, we could get a larger wave 4. Well, that might take, I don't know, 2 months, 3 months, maybe 4. And then we're already in 2025, and then we could get maybe one more push, and that could be the top of the bull market into, yeah, 125K, 140K. So this is one scenario. Obviously, there is also, because of the shallow pullbacks we've seen, and you're aware of it because we talked about it in the previous videos, there is also an accelerated bullish count, a more directly bullish scenario and wave count. And this is a 1-2, a so-called nested 1-2 setup. And we are already in the larger third wave, which can take us also directly to 90K, but without deep pullbacks. And then we have a 1-2 setup here as well. And we could start the third wave up, 4-5 in the larger third wave, then a 4-5. And both pathways send us to 90 to 100K next. Just the white count is more accelerated because the correction will likely not take 1 or 2 weeks. It could break out directly. Yeah. Now, for me, it gets more and more probable that we are in the white count if we break above today's high based on the structure. But it really takes a break above 72,185 to suggest we are in the accelerated wave count to the upside. And it would be further confirmed with a break above that 74,777 level. Yeah. So that's what I'm tracking here at the moment on the Bitcoin chart. Again, both counts bullish. In other words, it takes a break below 64,724 to indicate, only to indicate that we are in, let's say, the yellow wave count. Yeah? So it takes a break below the upper support area to indicate we're heading into the lower support area. And as long as we're holding the upper support area, yeah, I mean, there isn't really anything that would indicate the yellow count is playing out. So it depends on how this now unfolds. If we maybe get another low, then a corrective bounce, another low, we could break upper support. But for me, it's not quite clear if a larger pullback has started. Need to see a little bit more price action. But as I said, pullbacks can be opportunities in this market. And I wouldn't really see this here as bearish. This is just a correction at the moment within, let's say, a bullish market. And don't be surprised that we've come down. I mean, there is resistance here. There is resistance here at 70,100. We talked about that. Yeah, that's why the red line is on the chart. That's a resistance level. So naturally, you would expect some resistance. Of course, it can break, but certainly a pullback or a push down, you know, rejection doesn't come as a surprise when we're approaching a resistance area. So that's at the moment how I see Bitcoin. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.